Hi, this is Mary-L.Bevington of In on a Wing Media and Mary B Counseling. So I want to backtrack just a tiny bit because I've just made these 3 growth mindset videos, and I wrote this underneath the video, but I want to make it really clear. If for any reason you are being victimized and you are in danger, such as intimate partner violence or family violence, there are several crisis hotlines. And if you need support, go ahead and get it. This concept of us pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps does not always get us there. So please know that there's a lot of support out there. And in future videos, I will likely talk more about how sometimes in our process after victimization, there can still be re-traumatization. So there's certain ways that perhaps are preferred to go about it, but do what you need to do. Get protected, get safe. And we are certainly in a time in which violence, crime, things like that are at an all-time high. I perceive it as the energy of war, which really ironically is the opposite of growth mindset, even though so much of fighting and war is about being right, the conquest of the self, or perhaps the conquest of land, etc. But it's not the energy of expanding on a meta level, and I'm spelling meta with 2 T's, meta. So the concept of loving kindness and spreading that loving kindness out throughout the land. I also wanted to talk in this video about codependency. So if any of y'all have that tendency to help, which is a fabulous thing, and to me, truly the thing that saves our world. But if you are one of these people who helps to the point of being hurt yourself, so you help to the point of your own harm, you're giving your food away so much, and then metaphorically starving, you're nourishing, but then you are malnourished. That itself is, in fact, tipping the scales to an unhealthy level. And to go ahead in the same energy of how do we work with that? There are, in fact, some really beautiful 12-step groups out there that help with codependency. So Codependency Anonymous, for example. And another aspect to it and how it relates to growth mindset is, in my experience, in my own codependency traits, and also in my clients who've come to me with that sort of energy in their world, I believe what happens is we as folks who like to serve, like to help, like to contribute to the collective and see value in that, well, when we see someone who is in need, there is certainly this natural magnetism, like the 2 oppositional puzzle pieces all of a sudden, like, oh, they go together. And we might also project our own growth mindset upon another person. So we're sort of like, well, they've got potential. I see their potential. They might not even be able to see their potential, but I see their potential, and I have a growth mindset, and I know the steps to take to begin and to move and to expand. And we get sort of enthusiastic and we feel this divinity coursing through us. And yet the other person has their own sovereignty. They have agency and power of their own. And they might not want our help. And they might not, in fact, want to have a growth mindset. And the way I see it, that is their right. They may exercise that right to not have a growth mindset. all manner of issues may come from that, which we don't need to go into here. And I don't need to judge that. It's not for me to judge, because it's certainly case by case as well. But we, as folks who may have that codependency tendency, codependent people such as myself, we actually can leave that at the door. So sort of checking that desire. And in my experience, what part of it is also a desire to fix. So what I'd like to offer today is, what if it doesn't need to be fixed? Or perhaps even more easy to swallow, what if it doesn't need to be fixed right now? So we can't always see from the eagle's perch, from where the birds fly. Maybe this person needs to go through whatever it is they're going through that we were going to fix, even if it's something that we can see is harming them. And certainly we can offer to help. We can even lend our support, and it may even be quite concrete. Maybe there's a GoFundMe, we put some money into it, what have you. And if they're not receiving it, it's not going to happen. So that's when, if we go back to one of the earlier little offerings in another video, that's where kind of the feel it, love it, and leave it can help us. So it's sort of like, if a relationship's not working out, sometimes we just need to leave it. And that's what that is. And it's okay. It's okay to do that. And in fact, it also may be one of these things where we lean in, it happens to us, we do it, and then we pull back because, you know, it's like, how are we going to figure this out over time? And sometimes we have to learn things more than once. And that's okay too. It's okay too. I mean, you know, some of us leave money on the table, and some of us end up in relationships that last for a while, marriages, where we are starving, we are malnourished by this puzzle piece happening where one of us is a codependent and the other one is benefiting, or what have you. I don't necessarily want to talk about what's going on with the other person, because that's also beyond our control. So an uncontrollable is something we can learn from. Maybe we can even influence it, but it's an uncontrollable and we can't control it, ultimately speaking. So, all right, that's probably enough. And I hope you're having a really sweet time, whatever it is you're doing. Thanks for being here now. And I really will move on to a new topic, probably in the next video. I'm not going to overpromise and underdeliver. Okay, take good care.